Hello and welcome to an introduction to Pam Charman and the Forever Living Network. I'm Sherie Griffiths of Savvy Business Communications, and I recently spoke to Pam about how she got involved with Forever Living.
I was introduced to it by a colleague that I'd known for some years before, and he knew that I'd been very ill with ME.
Why this kind of business works for her?
The way that network marketing can work for everybody is that you don't have to make it your own business from scratch from day one.
The main objections she hears from people who could actually benefit from doing what she's done.
I guess the prime one is that it's pyramid selling, isn't it? Well, of course it isn't.
And what she'd say to anyone who's nervous about setting up a multi-level or network marketing business.
I would say this is the least risky way of starting a business.
On the subject of the products that Pam sells, I also got the chance to hear from one very satisfied customer.
I do a lot of sweating. I'm a triathlete.
There's
I get
an
very
admission.
hot. So I need a good deodorant.
There's a story behind every business, so I started by asking Pam what led her to get involved with the Forever Living Network.
I was introduced to it by a colleague that I'd known for some years before, and he knew that I'd been very ill with ME. And when he'd found the products, he said to me, "I think you should try this, Pam. I think it might help you." So I then tried the drinking gel and the bee pollen, and I was amazed that within a few days I started to feel so much better, and I'd had nothing that had worked for me before. So I recognised the quality of the products and the fact that they had helped me immensely, and I was so hooked I bought the starter pack and there I was.
Fantastic. She loved it so much she bought the company. So now you're running this business. How long have you been doing that?
I guess about 5 years now, Sherie.
And what are the benefits to you of running this kind of business rather than, I don't know, taking up a web design franchise or something?
Well, I've always had a day job alongside. I'm actually a company director of another firm. But the way that network marketing can work for everybody is that you don't have to make it your own business from scratch from day one. You can take it on a part-time basis to suit your hours and run it alongside whatever else you do. So that for me, I can focus my business on a few hours a week if that's all I've got. And when I've got more time, then I can build it more quickly.
So it's the flexibility of it, really.
Definitely flexible, yeah. So it can be made to work around whatever circumstances you find yourself in.
Now, over this last 5 years, you've obviously been building your team around you, and you must have come across every objection in the book.
I certainly have, Sherie.
I bet you have. So what are the main objections that you hear, and how would you answer them?
I guess the prime one is that it's pyramid selling, isn't it? Well, of course it isn't. And pyramid selling's been illegal for years. And the benefit of multi-level marketing these days is that everybody starts at the same level and has the same set of terms and conditions under which they operate.
Whereas under the old pyramid schemes, of course, it was only the people at the top that ever made any money.
That's right. Now everybody has an equal opportunity, and if my team work much harder than me, and they have every right to make much more money than I do, so good for them.
And when you started, did you have any previous business experience?
Well, unfortunately, I did, Sherie. I was involved in a franchise, and the franchisor went out of business and left us in the lurch, so that left a very bad taste in the mouth.
It's a risk, isn't it? And I guess a lot of people that might benefit from running this kind of business will look at it and they will be afraid of the risk. What would you say to them?
I would say this is the least risky way of starting a business. The company offers full training on all aspects of how the business runs. We operate under the terms and conditions of the Direct Selling Association, so there's protection there for everybody involved. And if you wanted to start on a part-time basis, having been either employed or unemployed, whatever your circumstances were, all the facilities are there and all the support is there to help you get going and support you every inch of the way.
It comes across to me as a sort of halfway house is probably the wrong word, but it's certainly the perfect launch pad if you've never done anything on a self-employed basis, isn't it?
I would say so, yes. We've got all sorts of people in the business, from young mums who have very little time to themselves but want to start something, to people who've been in the corporate world and have been made redundant or early retired and still have a lot to give. Anybody in between can make this work with the right attitude.
Because it is all down to attitude, isn't it? It's all about how hard you work.
Definitely, if you put the application in, you've got the support structure there to fill in the gaps in your knowledge and give you every opportunity to make this business work for you.
Right, we've talked about the products, we've talked about the people. If anyone's listening to this and they're interested in following up on either of those angles, either they want to find out a bit more about the products or they want to find out how they can get involved in selling them, what should they do?
I would say just contact me and we'll have a one-to-one chat, either face-to-face or over the phone, and I'll answer any questions you have and show you how this business can work for you or how the products may help you in improving your health and general well-being.
We just happen to have with us one of Pam's customers, Ivan Newman, living inside the brand. Ivan, what's your impression of the stuff that you've bought so far?
It's great. I do a lot of sweating. I'm a triathlete.
There's
I get
an
very
admission.
hot. So I need a good deodorant. But I don't want a deodorant that's full of aluminium salts to stop me perspiring, because they are associated with dementia and Alzheimer's. The Forever Living product, on the other hand, gives me the protection, to quote the TV advert for another product, gives me the 24-hour protection, as it were, but without all of those nasty things in it. Smells good, goes on well, it's not sticky, and my friends tell me it keeps me fragrant.
People will still sit next to you at breakfast.
No, that's right.
Excellent.